Venta Care Center is going to start celebrating their 70th year of operation. I am so delighted to tell you from humble beginnings how we started and where we've come through 70 years of operation. I am proud to say I am the daughter of the founding partners, my mother and father, Janis and Ausma Berzgalis, who came from Latvia. And their journey was over many years through war years, but coming to Canada to find a better life, to give back to community and make a difference in people's lives. And I think fundamentally that is our philosophy at Venta Care Center, is to provide a place where we can make a difference in their lives while they are finishing their own lives. Long-term care started completely differently. And it was based on a vision that my parents had when they came to Canada. My mother was a British-trained nurse, and nurses in those days, when you came to Canada, were very well welcomed because of the expansive experience that they provided. And I recall my mother telling me that she found that the nursing care was very poor and that there was a niche for the provision of care for the elderly. And thus, that is where it began. So starting already in 1952 with a vision of having and providing care, they started with a small group home, which expanded from 4 people to 10 people. Then to the first, what you could say, facility of 36 people. 36 people on 3 floors and not a lot of space. And I do recall my father having to get up every morning to provide breakfast for 36 people until the cook arrived, so that the cook could provide for lunch and for supper, and of course do the tidy up, and every day kept going. So in 1965, the present facility that we are in, we moved in with 55 residents, and it was the Salvation Army, and it was St. John's Ambulance who helped come and transport 36 patients, all in one day, which was monumental. And I remember my mom always saying, it was January 31st, how on earth is this going to work? Because there was no interfacility transport. There were, nothing that we recognize today as being the avenue for life in the present time. My mother also, while she was developing this business with my father, volunteered for the St. John's Ambulance. And this helped her keep her nursing skills up because she was providing first aid. So she would go to some of the football games or whatnot, or fairs in the summertime, so that if there was an emergency, she was challenging her own abilities and skills and keep them intact. So she was doing this on the side, and this was something that I think was so important for the whole development of the facility, was to always being better every day, better with your experiences, to make sure that no errors happened. As a child, one doesn't realize, what you're involved with. So growing up for me, I was involved with all these grandparents around me. And I thought I was so wealthy because there were all these people. I still remember some names like Tilly and Francis and Della. And, there's fond memories of people that were a short time in my life. One of the fondest memories I have is the bigger place where we had 36 patients was close to Clark Stadium, or what is now known as Commonwealth Stadium. And at that time, community was small. There were churches. There was a convent down the street. We had a dairy down the street. It was Silverwoods. And I'll tell you, when heard those horses coming down the way with the milk wagon, we all went running out, because if we were really lucky, the milkman might even give us a chocolate milk. The sense of community was really quite something that, as I reflect on where we've come, has been, I think, the reason for the success is that community was involved with the humble beginnings. So the sense of community with the Salvation Army, I recall that at Christmas time, there was such a wonderful sense that they would come to the nursing home. They would carol outside. And that facility had large windows that people could look out, but more importantly, that they could hear. Because at that time there wasn't television sets. To have that graciousness, and I think these were all the connections that my mother and my father had developed over time, so that there was help. When we moved to this facility, there wasn't a healthcare aide. There wasn't even a nursing assistant that was formally acknowledged. And my mother found a niche. She found women in the community that their children had grown up. These were housewives who had no further training but were interested to advance and to find some meaningful purpose in their life. And many of these people my mother took on. We had a training program, and these people became important, valuable health providers. They were trained. They came faithfully, some as many 30, 40 years, to provide a service. I look at the evolution and really the humble beginnings of this whole operation, with the best of intentions, with the best of integrity, with the best respect to dignity of another human being. And I think we still follow that philosophy. I'm proud to say that our family, my brother, myself, have followed with the same vision, and I'm always reminded that every day we can do something better. So in the past, we never would have dreamed of having people on oxygen, or doing wound care, or having a very unstable person in our facility. And I'm amazed at how we've taken on the challenges now to have complex care patients. I'm proud of what we've done. And it has been, again, through the sense of community of our doctors, our pharmacists, our nurses, our connections with Alberta Health Services, with Alberta Health, to still provide excellence. And our achievement for excellence was still the vision that my parents had, that my brother, myself, and my nephew carry on. And having national accreditation with exemplary status, and the importance of doing the best job possible. I'm proud that we find the energy to keep going, to make the difference in everybody's life. And a job worth doing is worth doing 100%. And that's what we do at Venta Care Center. So isn't that awesome? Like 70 years and the same family, and the family that's adapted and learned and grown. And I think we're a very lucky family indeed. It's been quite the journey, but we're still, we're moving forward. I think we're blessed with the connections in the community. When everyone's got and embraces the right mission, that we can all be successful with moving and making change in people's lives. It's pretty wonderful when you really think about it. Safety, education, respect and dignity. We've done some magic.
I'm Dr. Peter Bruscalis, CEO at Venta Care Center. Originally trained as a dentist and always was involved in helping run the nursing home. My parents were the main focus of running the nursing home. My mom was always involved. She was a figurehead for us. She would come in and check the place out on the weekends. Monday morning I would find out what was going on, if there were some changes on the weekend. And at the end of the day it worked out. I didn't have to be here 7 days a week. So it was a good relationship. So we grew up in this area. This is Roslyn, and our house was 3 houses away from the nursing home. We started the facility with 55 beds, expanded to 65 beds in 1975. And with the proposal that we had in 1991, we were able to expand the nursing home to 88 beds. I'm in a special place here. This is a convent of Venta Care Center, but in 1999, it belonged to the Sisters of St. Joseph of London, Ontario. We had a great relationship with them, and when the convent changed, they realized that they could no longer keep the building. They offered the building to us, and we were able to keep it in with the condition that we maintain the chapel and use it for the best case. With that, it allowed us to put another proposal to the government in 2001 that allowed us to expand again from 88 beds to 132 beds. 60 proposals went out, and we were one of 5 that were able to go ahead and do the expansion. With that expansion, it allowed us to also look at how we could update the rest of our building, because we had a great opportunity with the construction to be able to add and renovate. So in 2005, we had expanded, torn down one of our old wings and expanded 26 brand new beds. And in 2006, we went ahead and renovated our last wing that was built in 1965 so that we could accommodate private rooms on there and keep it updated. So at that time, in 2006, we ended up with 148 long-term care beds and 30 assisted living, and allowed us to expand from 88 beds to 176 beds. So we were very happy with the opportunity. With that, allowed us to also expand our services and attract people that are very committed to taking care of our residents on there. Eventually, we also had the opportunity to include my sister, and she came in 2008, and she's been helping us out since to continue a family-run business. We've been really fortunate that she's been able to do that. One thing I've learned in my life is that you can never do anything by yourself. You have to rely on people, and that's something that we've always done. Because we're a family-run business, we attract people that have the same values and the same ideas as us, and because of that, we've been able to rely on amazing people that have helped us expand the business. Building is easy, but running it is the toughest part. And when we take a look at the strong nursing people that we've introduced on the floor, all the way from our managers who have worked extra hours, but also have gone to school to become masters in gerontology. We have OTs and recreation people that are all top of their game. Our nursing is amazing. We've been able to attract people that believe that they're here to help the resident, not themselves. And that's something great to say about people these days when we all know that it's very difficult. We also want to thank really all the people that are involved in our food services, people that are in our housekeeping and our laundry, people that are helping the units run, our unit clerks, all the assistants, all the business people that are involved. Our maintenance has been amazing, taking care of this place. It's been a full-time job. And again, we're only here, we all only have jobs because we have the residents here. If we didn't have them here and if we didn't take a good care of them, we would not have work and we wouldn't be able to keep things going. We are a family-run business, and at the end of the day, we run it like a family, and we want our staff to be like a family. We have over 200 people working here, and as a family, we really work hard to make sure that they're taken care of. During COVID, that was a really good example. We were one of the last nursing homes to get COVID, and one of the first ones to get it out of our facility. But what we saw was that when we needed people to show up, they showed up. We had more people than we needed, and at the end of the day, the people did an amazing job. We stand out. We were in a study that showed that when you do things right, you can make a big difference, and that's what we really believe. We really couldn't have done it without the people that are here. But again, we believe that a strong family means that we've got people that want to show up, want to do the work, and that's what we're thankful for. The best thing that's happened is that we've able to attract a third generation, and that's the beauty of this business. A lot of businesses can never make it past the second generation, and I'm happy to say that the third generation, my son Peter Christopher Briskellis, is now the administrator, and every day I come to work, I'm happy to see him, and he is such a dynamic young guy, and he's doing an amazing job. And at the end of the day, our future looks fantastic because we do have that next generation, and it is still family run, and it is fantastic to be a mentor for a young guy, and I'm thankful every day that he's here.
I was trying to remember my first memory of the nursing home, and to be honest, I can't pinpoint one. I guess it's just been part of my life. I do remember kind of starting to come more and more when my grandpa was in the nursing home. That was in 2006, 2007, and we started visiting him more, and I kind of got more of an understanding of what my family has done for the past 40, 50 years at that time. So after he passed and my grandma was still running the place, I started doing maintenance in the summertime, and that's kind of how I got to learn even more about it, and all of the kind of behind the scenes work that goes into taking care of people. And so that's kind of where my interest started, and after I finished my schooling, I decided that this was a pretty amazing thing to have in a family, and I saw an opportunity to kind of continue, I guess, our family's legacy. Now that I'm administrator, I even more, I think I understand our family's vision, and just the dedication that they've had to taking care of people for 70 years. It's a lot of hard work and dedication for the betterment of others. I think 70 years is a great accomplishment, and I'm happy to be the one to kind of take it for the next 30 years and beyond. So I want to thank my grandparents for their vision so far back, and just to see what it could become, and maybe they didn't even know how far they could go, but they rolled with the times, and adapted to all of the new challenges that they were faced with. And I think that that's something that I'll take away from, is that you just always have to adapt. You can use the people around you to help you solve anything, and I think that's one of the best things that we do is we just adapt and can make changes right away, better than anybody else. So I'm thankful for my family and the opportunity that it's given me now. Going forward, I do see us expanding into more of a holistic look of aging, and how can we not only help people grow old, but how can we help them enjoy growing old? And there's a lot to be said about community within our facility and making sure that we have programs in place that we already do that encourage friendships between residents. I think it's easy to get lonely, and we're all in the same facility and we're all there every day. It's a pretty unique relationship that you can build with people. So looking at it from, not only a physical health, but mental health and spiritual health, I think all of those need to be incorporated to age gracefully and with dignity. 70 years is a great accomplishment. Not many businesses last that long, and I want to at least make it to 100. So I think that would be a pretty cool accomplishment.